Mansfield today, and being a Thursday, of course, we go traveling. This is one of my happy moments. It really is, because this is one of my passions. Travel, beer, and cooking. I mean, yes, today. And we're going to a place today that sort of encapsulates a fair amount of that. We'll get into that a bit later. We're joined in studio by Kim Taylor, who is the Customer Experience Director of Flight Centre Travel Group. Hello, Kim. Nice to have you with us.
Thank you so much.
Now, this particular venue that we're going to talk about is... I've dreamt of going there so often. I've got friends who have gone there. They've come back. They've shown me pictures of it. It looks absolutely magnificent. I've just, for some reason, have not got around to getting to it. But we're looking at it for two very good reasons. Firstly, Flight Centre have got some incredible offers. Just make sure you watch the ticker tape running during the course of this particular insert and see some of these specials. You can see the first one running right there now. I mean, that's 7 nights at the Sheraton Dubrovnik Rivera Hotel, including your flights for just under 16,000 Rand per person sharing. That's 7 nights, including your flights. That is an insane price. It's absolutely amazing.
It is.
You now know where we're going to. We're going to Croatia. And one of the reasons is the Eastern European countries, or some of them, seem to be accepting people without vaccinations. And that is an aspect of South African travel right now, isn't it?
100%. So a lot of the Eastern European countries have started opening up to South African travelers. Vaccinated for some are staying with test requirements, so not necessarily vaccinated, but if you can have a negative PCR test to present when you enter, and there may be an element of self-isolation for a period of days, you can test whilst you're there, and if it's a negative test that's returned, you can shorten your self-isolation period. So definitely they've become a little bit lax with African travelers, which is great news. And what I really love about Eastern Europe is that it's a destination you may not have thought to go to before. I think everyone tends to focus on Western Europe. I don't know what it is. So the perfect opportunity to go and explore a country that may not have been on the map for you before.
And we've got somebody who is one of your sort of experts on this particular
Absolutely. Yes.
in the form of Tiffany Ray.
Tiffany Ray, she's one of our experts, and she is our guru around Croatia. She's traveled through Croatia and she knows everything Croatia. So Tiff will be able to excite you about Croatia.
Okay, Tiffany, welcome to Mansfield today, and thank you for joining us.
Hi, Jeremy.
Hi, is it? Broad strokes first. Tell us about this country.
So like Kim said, and a lot of South Africans have probably thought about this destination. I think it really started coming onto the map when Croatia did very well in the Soccer World Cup and South Africans went, hang on a minute, where is this? But as a broad stroke destination, it's somewhere I will go over and over again. Whether you choose to sail the coastline and see many of the cities, or whether you actually stay in one city, there's a lot to do.
Well, Mo was just going on and on about Dubrovnik as one city. I think it's also all the history that's built into these Eastern European cities as well.
And you know what? Game of Thrones as well. I think Dubrovnik, especially, a lot of the scenes from Game of Thrones were shot there. So I think that really put it on the map as well. I've personally been there. I did a Game of Thrones tour, and just the history, the buildings. It's like you're walking through a film set, essentially. It's amazing.
Yeah. The coastline is one of the things that I've heard about, Tiffany. And sorry, I think I called you Mel for some bloody reason.
Okay.
I was just thinking to myself, where was Mel in this whole conversation?
That's fine. I'll be Mel. That's okay.
Yeah, sorry. Group experience.
Can I elaborate on the coastline for you, Jeremy?
No, Mel.
Mel.
Yeah, that coastline. I mean, it looks, Tiffany, it looks absolutely astounding from some of the pictures I've seen of it.
So I think what's really important to know, like Kim noted, is how much history each city carries. So obviously Dubrovnik carrying that Game of Thrones energy that you do. And the biggest thing you want to do is walk Dubrovnik. Whether you're walking the wall or walking the alleys, there's unbelievable things to see. Actually, one of the world's first pharmacies is there, and you can actually still buy little things inside their little jars. And you mentioned food and beer, Jeremy, and I think that's a big thing for South Africans, is to be able to enjoy the true culture and sort of naturally home brewed beer that they do there. They make the most amazing beer. And there's a bar in Dubrovnik called the Hole in the Wall. It's a little hard to find, so you do have to walk it, and it's literally a hole in the wall that's on a cliff face. So it's spectacular. You can kayak, you can go do your locks like they do in Amsterdam. You can put your locks onto fences and, you know, declare your undying love for your partner that's with you, unless you're traveling with your best friend. I don't know how you feel about that, but you can. If you really want to. Bromance is real. But in terms of the other cities, like Makarska was actually originally founded by pirates. So there's a lot of pirate paraphernalia throughout Makarska, and they've got the most unbelievable beaches and night markets in Makarska. Going to Split, which is more Egyptian, and there's a restaurant in Split that's actually built into what is called the Diocletian Palace. And everybody just sort of dances in the square around these Egyptian statues while people serve you food and drinks. So it's all while a very good experience, and each city is really individual to itself.
I think part of the problem that South Africans need to just get over is the whole link back to the era when those Eastern European countries were fighting for their independence. And, you know, you hear names like Zagreb, and all you think of is a city that's being bombed and all the rest of it. But that's not the reality.
No, that's not the reality for Zagreb. So Zagreb is very historical, and it's also very much a business district. So you'll see a lot of more politics more in Zagreb than you would see anything else, but extremely historical as well in terms of their museums. So that's what you would do in Zagreb. I wouldn't recommend staying in Zagreb for longer than maybe 2 days, but the rest of the cities you can go absolutely ballistic.
I was going to say, put together an itinerary for me. Come on, where would you say
easily.
You've got to go?
Easily can do this for you. I think for everybody, starting in Zagreb is nice, just so that you can understand a little bit more of Croatia's history and their politics. But then going down to the Plitvice Lakes, which is a national park, extremely beautiful. It almost feels like you're in South America, but you're in Eastern Bloc Europe. And I think that's what you'll notice when you go through Croatia, is that it sort of changes as you go along. And then I would start making my way down to Dubrovnik. So stopping in Korčula, which is also a fortress-based village. And the way that it's constructed is that all the alleys are built to push air into the homes because it gets very hot in the summer. So they've built the alleys for natural air conditioning, which is amazing. And then the water in Korčula is so clear. You can see every pebble at the bottom of the sea. It's beautiful. And then I would probably go down to either Omiš, where you can do zip lining. And the longest zip line there, I did it. I'm very afraid of heights. I did it. It's 700 meters long and 150 meters up. So it was brilliant. It's a very tiny town with a very tiny population. So you really get to sample more of the proper food that they serve, their wine and their beer, which they generally make at home. I think South Africans can relate a little bit lately. And then going down into the more popular places like Split, where I spoke about that palace where you can go and eat and dance. And then Dubrovnik, definitely the last place to stop, because there's so much to do there when it comes to what you do during the day. I mean, you can go hiking, you can go kayaking, and there's this amazing restaurant that overlooks the whole of Dubrovnik that you have to take a cable car up to go to. And then obviously walking the wall and doing the Game of Thrones tour. And in Dubrovnik, they actually have a fountain that distributes sparkling water. So they always sort of challenge you to try find it. And there's also a fountain that distributes, I think it's a cool drink. I think it might be Sprite, but yes. And that would be my itinerary for you, Jeremy.
Now, you see, Andrew Stark, that is how a true flight center person operates. You just say, give me an itinerary, and they say, there it is. That's what you need to do. Tiffany, thank you very much for sharing your experiences of Croatia with us and giving us an insight into this fascinating part of the world, which I know I've got to get to at some stage, but it's one of many, many places. Thank you very much for your time. Tiffany Ray.
Thank you guys very much. Thank you.
Flight Center. Kim, thank you very much for coming into the studio. That's given us just a little bit of a taste of it.
Yes. Tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, the real taste is actually just to get there.
To get there.
Yeah.
To get there. And if you wanted to do Croatia first and maybe go on to another destination, next door is Montenegro. I've been there as well. Also a destination not widely known, I would say, but also beautiful medieval little villages, tiny little alleyways, beautiful food, beautiful landscapes, and beautiful beaches. So there's so much to offer. And
some amazing specials as well going on at Flight Center. So go to their website, www.flightcenter.co.za, or you can get hold of them as well and speak to an expert on any one of their many destinations around the world who'll just, like Tiffany did, just paint a picture for you and say, right there, now go and enjoy yourself. Okay. Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you did, please subscribe, and we'll catch you next Thursday once again with our friends from Flight Center and delve into the world of travel. From everyone here at the Mansfield Today studio, thank you for joining us, and cheerio, bye.